We are Team Butterstar. So right now, my team is getting the games set up. So I'll start by introducing everybody. I'll start off first with Arick, aka Butter Toast. Next we have Jennifer, aka Buttercup. Priscilla, aka Butterscotch. Rohan, aka Butter Knife. Thinh, aka Butter E. Myself, my name's Trevor, and I am Buttered. And then we have Yixin, aka Butterfingers. And then the last one is Kona, aka Butter Dog. All right, so our game name is Dustbusters. And the goal of the game is to vacuum up as many dust bunnies as you can before the time expires. It's single player, multiplayer, however many players you want. And then what I think is the coolest and most unique factor or feature of our game is that it's entirely in WebGL. And that means everything is in JavaScript. In our backend, we're using Node.js, so we have JavaScript, JavaScript, and JavaScript. Right before our demonstration, I did a word count on how many lines of JavaScript we wrote this quarter, and it's a total of 6,563. 64? Okay. So for the majority of this quarter, we've been focusing on Google Chrome. Even though Firefox is also supported, but we were targeting Chrome just because it works a lot easier. The other nice thing about our game is you don't have to install anything. So we never had to do any compiling, and you just go straight to the URL, and boom, you're in a game. Let's see. All right. So at this time, could we have three audience members come up and demo? I saw a first one back there. We got one over here, and how about one more over here? All right. So the controls for our game, we use the WASD for forward, left, back, and right. Movement keys, and that's fairly standard amongst computer games. And what we have up here are the nice controls. You can see that the space bar is used to use your vacuum. And we also have IJKL and the arrow keys and your mouse all controlling the camera to make it easier. You have choices on which one you want to use. The next two, we have a chat implemented, so if you guys hit enter during gameplay, it'll open up a little chat window. You can type in a little message that you want sent to everybody. And you can also hit tilde, which is the character right below escape button, in order to pull up the game menus, or option menu. And there is where you can change your player name. All right. So now I guess we will... Next, we have a few different power-ups in the game. When these power-ups let me explain the vacuum first. While you are vacuuming, your vacuum will deplete power, and you can see the vacuum charge in the top right-hand corner. So the longer you're vacuuming, the less battery your vacuum has. All right? So we have three different power-ups in this game. There's a battery power-up, a soap power-up, and then a butter power-up. The battery power-up gives your vacuum turbocharged so it never runs out of the battery. The soap power-up makes it so the dust bunnies vacuum up instantaneously. As you can see, each of the dust bunnies have a little health bar above them, or a number, and that's as that number goes down, the dust bunnies are getting smaller and smaller. So once they get small enough, they get vacuumed up. On the right-hand side, you can see the scoreboard. And the goal of the game is, like I said, to get as many dust bunnies as you can. I think we have a couple guest players over in the CSE auditorium. For those of you who have laptops today, I invite you to get them up and turn them on. Don't join the game just yet. We'll do that near the end. But get ready if you guys have Chrome. Yeah, it looks like a bunch of people already have. So if you want to change your name, you pull up the options by hitting the tilde just below the escape button, and you can enter your name there and then close out of the option menu. As you can see at the top of the screen, we have notifications. So when a player joins or leaves the game, you'll be given a nice little notification of that. So Rohan here just acquired a battery, so you can see he's holding down the vacuum and not losing any of his vacuum charge. So this is actually the largest game that we've ever had. I think the most people we've ever had playing is 10. So this is already pretty exciting. I don't know what to do with my hands. So one of the goals that we had is that the URL is unique to every game. And so this means that if you wanted to share your game with your friends, fire up a chat with your friend, give them the URL, and then they'd be able to instantly join the game. So I think Yixin and Rohan are going to demo that. And then also when you're here at the game list, you're presented with all the games that are currently playing. So right here, Yixin is copying the URL. He wants to make sure that Rohan can join his game. Everybody look away while he's typing in his password. It looks like people are already joining their game.
Yeah, we have like the little Volker. We have a Volker model.
Hey Yixin, can you show off the different models? The Volker. As someone in the audience just pointed out, the professor is now on the screen. So if everyone in this game could let the game expire just so that we could show the final scoreboard at the end of a game. As you can see, there's a nice skybox around the giant building, so you get some nice trees on the outside. Hey, Rohan, do you want to just force the game to end? Yeah. Hey, Rohan, make Yixin's game end.
Okay, you little.
We're using server hacks to kill the game. And apparently the dude is now in this game. So the theme song that you hear in the background was inspired by Another One Bites the Dust, Dustbusters. Boom, boom, psh. So right before the game ended, there's a nice game over notification at the top, and then here you're presented with the final scores that everybody got. And then at the that's Volker. And there's Rohan. And at the bottom of the score list, we present you with how long the game was, and then a nice link to take you back to the game list so that you can play another one. So since we got to show off the giant game way before I was expecting to, I will discuss a little bit more. One of the biggest challenges this quarter was that we were using WebGL. And so for those of you who don't know, it's a developing technology, and so it's not even fully supported across all the browsers. And we used a library called 3JS, and that library is not documented even, I wouldn't even say it's like 50% documented for all the functions that they say that they have. So it's a lot of fun trying to use a function that is not returning what the name implies. And so some things that we would wish that we could have done this quarter, but we never got the chance to finish, was that we were going to actually integrate the game further with Facebook so that you would be able to share the link a lot easier. When you pull up the option menu, you can see there's a nice share-like button, and that was the goal, is that you would just be able to click it and it would instantly share on your personal wall. Another thing that we wanted is that we were actually going to have food in the middle of the map, and the dust bunnies were all supposed to be hungry dust bunnies. And so when they'd eat the food, they get fat and slower down, but we never got around to that. And then the last thing that we wanted to do was add some interesting vacuum effects. So currently the vacuum doesn't actually pull the dust bunny towards you, and that would have been a nice little feature to see the bunnies pulled towards you when you're vacuuming them up. Or if you wanted to, put the vacuum on reverse and spit the dust bunnies at other players. So with that, I'd like to open up for any questions. Can you kill the audio? So an audience member asked, where's the bottleneck with the number of players? And Rohan said that it's around 20, and apparently the server crashed a couple times during this demo. You can keep going. But I tried to do a last-minute hack over the last night, trying to make the game, each game instance run in its own process, just so that if games or players tried crashing it, that no one else would have to suffer but unfortunately I wasn't able to finish it. I would say that Rohan thinks that it's networking. I know that when you get to about round 4, so when there's about 20 critters or people in the game, that you're downloading at about 500 kilobytes per second, which is kind of intense. Realistically, you can't do that if you wanted to host it like so that everyone can play. We were able to demo that just because this is on a fairly small network here. So that's something that we'd have to optimize. And also on the server gets kind of crushed with CPU when there's a high number of people and critters running around. Another question?
How do you resolve who gets the dust bunny when multiple people are vacuuming at it?
Last hit. The question was how do vacuum kills get resolved to who gets it, and Yixin pointed out that it's just whoever hits it last. Another question? Oh, way up there in the back. So the question was about WebGL and if we tried to make it more modular. Is that correct? So there are a lot of, the question was, is there a lot of support for modules with WebGL? And as far as my research went, there was quite a bit. We tried to limit the amount of libraries that we're using for the graphics, and we were only using I believe two libraries on the server, 3JS for calculations and WebSockets in order to make sure that the game networking is running. But there is a lot of stuff out there. Next question. Oh, okay. The question was how are we doing shadows, and Thinh, the nice programmer that implemented them, said that they are shadow maps. All right. That's it. Thank you.